Okay, today is Monday, April 21st. Actually, it's almost Tuesday. It's about 11:30. Doing the video much later than normal. Today was very challenging. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, I did a video on Saturday and kind of explained how great Thursday night and Friday was, but the whole weekend was awesome. My wife and I went to the gym Saturday, and shortly after I made the video, had an incredible workout. We love it. It's something that we both enjoy. I'm so lucky to have a wife that is a training partner like her, because it's not me just pushing her. I am her trainer, but she has learned so much that she's able to critique me and to push me, and it's just a lot of fun. It's not everybody's thing, and I get it, but for us, we love it. Then we went to my parents on Sunday. They were having a crawfish boil, and neither one of us are, we're in South Louisiana, neither one of us are huge. I used to eat crawfish a lot. It's not my thing anymore. And it upsets my stomach. The spice is so intense. But, and neither one of us drink, and we're not, anti other people. That's not a big deal. We just don't choose to. I don't like the way I feel afterward. And I drank enough in my younger years to probably for 4 or 5 lifetimes. So, among other things. So anyway, we had a great day. Then after we left there, we went to the gym again. Knocked it out so that during the week, we'd have a little bit more rest time, do training in the week, and then again on Saturday. So everything was incredible. We went to bed Sunday night, last night, and we were both talking about just how awesome it was. It couldn't have been better. Woke up this morning, got going, back at it, putting out an application, getting out and delivering. Was on my way home, 4 or 5 hours ago. It had rained, went through an area where water just rushed in. It is an area that I should have known, so I'm not taking responsibility. But anyway, bottom line is the car, stalled out on me. I had to get my dad, had to get a tow truck. We've got it out front now, and it's drying out. It didn't get submerged. Water didn't come in the car, nothing like that. But it did stall out, and so it's obviously stressful. My wife and I, I've mentioned many times, financially we're getting by, but we don't have a lot, and that's a nice car. It's a Dodge Charger. It's nice for us, and something that she just loved when she got it, and so I feel I get a lot of guilt, and even though I'm making these videos and I meditate, I'm doing all the things that I've been doing, just want you to know, the reality is I got really down. Really bad. I started beating myself up, and she's like, oh man, everything looks so good, and now this, and we're gonna, it's just gonna be, made it blow into something way more than what it is. I know after meditating that it's gonna be fine. I just know. But at the time I didn't. Got home, and luckily for me, my wife, who, no one's perfect, but she was pretty perfect then. She showed me a picture that had popped up on Instagram of our grandbaby and our daughter. And, she said, hey, she was looking at it, kind of stressing because I wasn't here and worried about me and the car and all. And then that just popped up. So she was kind of in her own way showing me that, hey, look, we got to be grateful. And, she's just really an incredible person, and she's stronger than she thinks, than she knows. And I want her to feel that strength and realize how powerful she truly is. So if you're out there and, something terrible's happening, and look, you may not have a wife like mine. I understand that. And I know that I'm lucky. I do. I get it. But I'll tell you, if you don't, it doesn't make them a bad person, but it may be something that you have to separate from. if there's someone who beats you up, if it's someone who just can't get on board, it doesn't. I'm not saying to leave unless there's just no way that you can advance yourself without. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes God has these people in our lives that there's there for a reason, but only for a season. And it's not fun, but you may have to. I definitely would do everything you can to avoid that, but you got to take care of yourself, or you can't take care of anyone else. So anyway, I got to focusing on her, which is one of my techniques. I try to spend time focusing on her feelings and really lifting her up, and then in turn it lifts me. So it's I don't want to make it sound altruistic like I'm some wonderful person. It is kind of selfish, I guess, because I get something out of it. I just hope that maybe someone can see that I'm making these videos because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'll be at the top. I'll be at the peak of the mountain. And most of the people that you see, understandably, I'm not faulting them, but they're preaching from the mountaintop. They've already attained it. You're getting me with the bloody knuckles, knees scraped up, sweaty. I'm clawing and climbing that mountain, doing everything, sliding back down. I'm struggling, but I've got that vision, and I know where I'm going. I don't ever have a desire to be a teacher or a leader. I certainly hope people can get something from it, but I feel like a teacher implies that I'm an authority, and I don't think it works that way. I just want people to know that, look, if you don't know anyone in your life, if you can't put your finger on anybody, you can't point to anyone and say they love me. Look, you can look in the camera right now and you can say, this dude who might not look like a loving, fuzzy guy, he cares, he loves me, and I do because you're a human. And I might not agree with you on everything. In fact, I probably don't. In fact, I hope I don't, because that makes the world pretty boring. But I do love you 100%. And that's something I've always been able to feel, but I have been way too weak to say that most of my life. And, I don't care how silly it may sound or how weak it may appear to some people. That's how I feel. So just hang in there, keep clawing, climb the mountain with me. Man, maybe you come on, push me up something, I'll drag you. Let's do it. But whatever you do, don't give up. Don't give up for any reason. If you've got to step back and start over, that's cool. If you got to work with someone to get them to work with you, then do that. Or if you got to separate and you got to move on, do that. You got to leave a job that is dragging you down, that you just can't, you're never gonna be happy, then do that. But whatever it is, you've got to attain that happiness and understand the power that you have within you. I love you, and I look forward to talking to you again. I can tell you I'm going to talk to you Wednesday and tell you that exactly what I thought. Everything was okay, and probably better than that. Talk to you soon.